Hey guys, welcome to Carnivore Expeditions. I am in Union County, Georgia today, and I'm headed up the Byron Herbert Reese Trailhead. Those of you who have been watching the news recently, you probably heard a story about a missing man from Texas by the name of Charles Hosch. He went missing on November 11th, and there has been an extensive effort to find him. He went missing on this trail hiking up to Blood Mountain. From what I understand, doing a little research, he went missing on his way back down the mountain. In other words, he made it all the way to the summit of Blood Mountain, where he reportedly spoke with some other hikers, and he was headed down the mountain, and that was the last that anyone had heard of him. And there has been an extensive search to find Mr. Hosch. He is a Georgia native, although he has been living in Texas for much of his life. He grew up in this area, and he should know the area very well. This was his stomping grounds when he was a kid. And he was an Eagle Scout, so he's not without some skills. But anyway, he's been missing for going on 2 months. And there have been numerous search and rescue teams out here. They've been out here with dogs and drones. So they have really searched this area extensively. You may be wondering what I am doing out here looking for Mr. Hosch when so many other people have already scoured this area. And the main answer to that is that I am a caver. Those of you who follow my YouTube channel, you know that I go caving all over the world. And I remember hunting for caves on Blood Mountain 5 years ago. Union County is not known for its caves. This is not an area where the geology is really optimal for cave formation. There are only a handful of caves in Union County, and there's only one known cave on Blood Mountain. It's a very obscure cave. It was documented by a cave explorer by the name of Marion O. Smith. Marion visited this cave in 1971, and he surveyed the cave. That means he measured it and produced a map. He studied the geology, made some notes. And this information is not available to the general public. You can't go on Google Maps and find this cave. But I went and found this cave about 5 years ago. It's not a very significant cave. As a matter of fact, it's only 30 feet long, and it's very tight. The entrance of the cave is about 2 feet high from what I remember, and it goes for about 30 feet, and the highest point in the cave is 3 feet high. So you can't stand up in this cave. This is not a cave that most people would want to visit. First of all, it's very remote. It's at the top of Blood Mountain. And considering it's a fairly lackluster cave, no one is really going to be running up here to see this cave. But it occurred to me the other night when I was in bed. I couldn't sleep. that if someone was lost on this mountain and they happened to come across this cave entrance and they were cold or they were wanting to get out of the weather, this cave might be very inviting. They might crawl into this cave to get out of the elements. A unique thing about caves is they maintain a constant temperature year-round. And here in the southeast, that means that caves generally are between 50 to 60 degrees year-round. In the summer, a cave can be a cool place to get out of the heat. And conversely, in the winter, when it's cold outside, say it's below freezing, a 55-degree cave can feel very warm. So there's a possibility that someone who is lost on Blood Mountain, if they happened to find this very obscure cave, they could go in it. Guys, I want to show you how thick this trail can be. Even in the middle of winter, there's a lot of rhododendron and mountain laurel. So these forests can be very thick. Easy to get lost in here, especially if you get off the trail. I am coming upon the rock shelter at the top of Blood Mountain. This shelter is used by hikers and backpackers. People who are hiking the Appalachian Trail will stay here. Very solid rock structure. This was apparently the last known location for Mr. Hosch. He was sighted here and he was on his way back down to the parking lot. A lot of times people will see these little small holes in the ground and they will mistake those for caves. But these are not caves, these are just small rock shelters. And if you get a little closer, you can see that it only goes about maybe 8 feet and dead ends. That isn't considered a cave, but those are always worth checking out. Guys, I'm about a quarter mile off the trail. Not too far from the top of Blood Mountain. I found a shoe and take a closer look. Trying to find the brand name of this shoe. It's got some Vibram soles. Looks like that is some plastic cutlery on the inside. Pack of ketchup. So I don't think this is related, but it did get my heart beat up for a few minutes. I'm about to go inside and check out this very small cave in Union County, Georgia. It's on Blood Mountain. I was looking at the database for the caves in the general area, and this is the only cave that's really within a 20-mile radius of the summit of Blood Mountain. So there's a lot of rock shelters, but a cave in the state of Georgia has to be at least 30 feet long before it will qualify as a cave. So there are holes, but there aren't very many caves. As a matter of fact, this is basically about the only one in this general area. And I've looked at some of the other ones. They're not nearby. I'm going to show you a map of this cave that was drafted in 1971 by Marion Smith. And you can see it's a very simple cave. It just goes about 30 feet and it dead ends. It's not very high. You can't stand up in it, walk around. But I'm just going to go inside just to see, check it off the list. All right, let's check it out. As you can see, it's not a very big cave. You can't stand up and walk around in it. Not the type of cave you would come to visit just for recreation. Looks like it pinches off and gets more narrow. And I was here about 5 years ago. I barely remember this cave, but you can tell that it's definitely not a premium cave. The tight spot, and all right, I made it through the constriction. Lots of spiders and crickets. Don't know what kind of spider that is, but it definitely looks like it's in the widow family. There's some greenery in here, which usually means pack rats. And yes, I see a pack rat nest over there in the corner. And pack rats will bring in this green stuff. I guess maybe they eat it. But that's pretty much the end of this cave. And I don't see any evidence that anyone's been in here recently, but it can officially be checked off the list. And now I'm going to try to get out of here. Hey guys, made it out of the cave. There was nothing really of any significance to report. It can be checked off the list at least. Guys, keep the family of Charles Hosch in your thoughts and prayers. I know this family would like to get some closure to this ordeal, and it's really a heartbreaking story. I will put up a website somewhere up on the screen where you can get some more information about this case. And of course, if you have any leads about this missing person case, you can contact the Union County Sheriff's Office. Thank you for watching and have a blessed day.